And Sean Diddy Combs faces the music, his message in federal court moments before he was sentenced in front of family and friends. Good evening, I'm Dick Brennan in for Christine. The sentencing lasted all day with many people speaking on his behalf. The judge gave him a little more than 4 years behind bars on prostitution-related charges with $500,000 fine. Alice Gaynor covered the trial and was in the courthouse. Alice, it appears that this was a very long day in court.
Very long day, and you were asking me before whether either side was happy. You would think the defense would be happy with it, but after court, they said they were not, and they're planning to appeal. Now, as for Combs, he sat with his hands in his lap. He had no reaction when sentencing was imposed. Remember, he was facing up to 20 years behind bars. His attorneys, children, and Combs himself pleaded with the judge for a sentence of just 14 months. The judge said that was insufficient, but he also felt the more than 11 years the prosecution was asking for was more than necessary. Before sentencing Sean Diddy Combs to 50 months, the judge told Combs his crimes went on for so long because you had the power and the resources to keep it going, and because you weren't caught. In July, Combs was convicted of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, but was acquitted of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges. During the 8-week trial, jurors heard about Combs flying girlfriends and male escorts to different states and internationally to engage in drug-fueled sexual encounters called freak-offs or hotel nights. Prosecutors argued for a substantial sentence, saying it was not just a case about sex, that it was also about violence, deeply intimate and personal harm that affects victims significantly. 5 of his defense attorneys addressed the court. One cried as she spoke of the ways Combs used his success to help others. His children also tearfully addressed the court. One daughter noted their mother passed away in 2018 and asked for Combs' release. Give our family the chance to heal together, to rebuild, to change, to move forward, not as a headline, but as human beings. A video about Combs' life was played. And Combs spoke for about 12 minutes, saying he had been sick on drugs, apologizing to former girlfriend Cassie Ventura, her parents, another victim, his children, and mother. I hate myself right now, he pleaded with the judge. If you give me another chance, I won't let you down. The judge commended the victims for testifying at trial. We heard you. He said in doing so, they were speaking to the millions of women out there who feel powerless. You gave them a voice. Ventura released a statement that read in part, quote, while nothing can undo the trauma caused by Combs, the sentence imposed today recognizes the impact of the serious offenses he committed. Combs' attorneys say they plan to appeal.
It was a very bad day. There is a human being now in custody for 50 months.
Well, the judge also addressed Combs, commending his work with children and the course he teaches to fellow inmates at the Metropolitan Detention Center, telling him he has many people who love him, quote, you are going to get through this. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Combs' family did not comment when they left court today, Dick.
Now, Alice, you said that he didn't show emotion when he was sentenced, but what about throughout the process, even when he was giving his talk?
Well, the courtroom sketch artist did a really great job. I don't know if you noticed in some of those sketches of showing the expression, the movement. I mean, there were points where he was emotional, especially when he was listening to his children speak. They were crying, and you could tell he was getting choked up. When that video was played, that 12, 15-minute video was kind of like a highlight reel of his life. He was kind of sitting there like this, and he looked like he was maybe sobbing or crying a bit to himself. So there were points when he got emotional, and as I mentioned, one of his attorneys started crying. So there were definitely emotions in the court, but it was interesting because when the judge imposed sentence, no reaction seemingly from anybody in that moment. So,
but now the process goes forward and a certain appeal. So.
That's right.
All right, Alice Gaynor, great work. Thank you very much. Alice has covered this case every step of the way, bringing us up to date at all the key moments. You can get a detailed timeline of her live blog from today's sentencing at our website, cbsnewyork.com.